Hey, it's John from A Bird's Mind podcast. Thank you for joining. This is the inaugural episode from the mud back to you to you. Uh happy and thankful to have this opportunity. Uh just a little bit about me. I've been a lifelong Eagles fan since birth. I was a longtime athlete and I got into covering the NFL with a company called Fantasy Brains, and I predicted the games for the Falcons, the Bills, and the Chargers from like the early 2000s, early 2010s. From there, moved on to the sportsjunkies101.com, tsj101.com. Uh, I started off as a columnist and I ended up becoming the president of the company. I did that for over 7 years, and am a part 1/3 of the leg of Three Birds and a Punt podcast sponsored by Maze Labs. And now we are here in this new endeavor. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming along the ride. Just want to give you a little introduction of myself because for those that don't know, it's been a long journey and it's great aspect covering the birds over these years and covering football. I love it. Uh, but first, we have to start by giving kudos and thanks to Nick Sirianni. Nick was vilified from the start of the season until now. I mean, I haven't heard much about his coaching, but to start the season, I never heard of a, a coach taking a team to 14-3 in 2 consecutive years. This is the third actual year that we had more than 11 wins. And people wanted him fired. They wanted to run him out of town. He's the problem. He wears his emotions on the sleeve. And that's okay. That's okay because when the guys make a drop in a play in a game or miss a block or take a sack or miss an open receiver, he's the first one to come to the defense of his own guys. It says a lot about him. It says a lot about this team and the character and the leadership of that. Who wouldn't rally behind a coach that has your back? And it's just something special to see. You don't see that very often in sports today. You really don't. I'm also a youth football coach, and it's something that I have adopted into my repertoire. And it, if you lead by example, they'll fall and follow. And shout out to my Ridgefield, Cliffside Park Ridgefield Royal Raiders, President's Cup champions, Super Bowl champions. Man, I'm so proud of all of you guys. We started in July and all the way through Christmas. And what a time, yo, what a special group of kids, parents, coaches. It's the whole team. It takes a village to make a child. It takes a village to raise a child. It really does. And it's so happy and thankful to be a part of that wonderful organization with so many of you wonderful people. Hey, let's do it again. Let's run it back. Let's do it again. You should. It's funny because me and other coaches, and Coach Mello, we talk about football non-stop. So just know that we care about you deeply and excited for what's to come. And congratulations to our eighth graders going up, playing on the high school level. And also, congratulations to the undefeated Cliffside Park Ridgefield Royal Raiders. They just won every game. That, that's all you can ask for. It's all you can ask for. Congratulations to those young men. They came up through our program as youngsters, leaving as men. Good luck in the rest of your journey. So proud, so proud. But back to the Eagles. We had to give flowers to this young man. When he was at University of Wisconsin, I thought he was their best defensive player. And this is he was a part of a defense that had TJ Watt and uh and the other TJ and TJ Edwards. So Zach Bond. Zach Bond played alongside those guys at University of Wisconsin. For those that don't know. And he played at a high level. Was drafted in the fifth round by the New Orleans Saints. Was a hybrid, was deemed a hybrid. So he was a very, very solid edge rusher, situational edge rusher, special teamer, standout. Didn't really play regularly, but had a specialized skill set that was special. He has the speed, he has the strength. Is this he himself admitted that he had to learn and improve his coverage aptitude, and it's something developed over time. It doesn't happen right away. That's why you're thrust into those opportunities to make mistakes, to learn and grow. He's learned, he's grown, and this is a perfect system for him. It's funny because they asked Eagles coordinator Vic Fangio to start this year. Who are you excited about? He mentioned Zach Bond's name in the summer, and people were like, Zach Bond? We just signed him from New Orleans. What's so special about him? He was a special teamer, rotational guy. And God is good, man. God is good. Vic, Coach Fangio has a system, and he has the right bullets in the system that he got players to match exactly what he's looking for in his system. Two linebackers, not three, not four, two linebackers. It could be an even front with four defensive linemen. Could they could go to a 5-1 type with one linebacker, five linemen. Well, the fifth lineman is really an overhang defender, like an edge rusher, like a Von Miller, like a Nolan Smith. Zach Bond is the defensive MVP, defensive player of the year. His numbers are spectacular. Now, last week he missed four tackles, and that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's okay. When we miss tackles, we live to fight again. They kept him out of the end zone, right? It's okay. Hey, they make plays when they need to make plays. The interception he made was he jumped out of his coverage, knowing that he can make the tackle if the quarterback threw the ball to the running back in the flat. He trusted himself in that moment to leave his responsibility of that running back there, and he played the hook. He came back, played the hook, undercut the hook, jumped back in the last second. Jordan Love even said it himself. He said that defender jumped out of his responsibility and undercut the ball. It comes down to tape, watching a lot of tape, watching tendencies, seeing what offenses like to do. And once you're in your zone or your spot, you make a play on the ball when it's in the air. Textbook stuff, man. I love to see it. Love to see it. It's good to know we finally have a defensive coordinator who knows his guys, what suits them best, and they all gel and communicate. That's the thing. That's the Achilles heel. You can have 10 guys that are on board, but that one player who might not communicate, doesn't get the call, doesn't see how the offense rotated somebody or switched the play, it's costly. It's costly. But sorry, I go off on a tangent a little bit. But Zach Bond, what a find, what a gem. Howie Roseman's going to take care of him in the offseason and keep him here in Philly for years to come. Nolan Smith, probably one of my favorite defenders going back to, like, for me, like 2019. Just I watch a lot. I follow a lot of um the passing clinics, the guy like the guys coming up through the ranks, through flag. Um, there's so many opportunities now. You have the overtime seven, the overtime, the flag football, nonstop. So much competition. These guys are now visible now. Before before social media and the internet age, um, it was more you wait until they got to high school to see them play for college. And scouts will go, they will watch you play. Now it's readily visible and it's great. It's great for the game, it's great for the future of the sport. But this guy, Nolan Smith, has been he was a 5-star talent. You know how hard it is to become a 5-star talent? You have to be special. Going back to Pop Warner level football, this kid excelled on all levels early. It was identified by his coaches. He has it. He has the understanding of the game, the grit, the love, the hunger. Nolan Smith is the ultimate young Eagle to come. And I'm happy for him. So happy for him. So proud of him. And when he moved to Media PA, I was even happier because I was like, oh man, my buddy moved to my town, that place I grew up. That's awesome. Great, great story. Great story. Played national champion. Man, I'm so happy and thankful the Eagles grabbed him in the end of the first round because if we didn't take him there, I think we'd be searching for a pass rusher, or defensive end, or outside defensive end hybrid guy right now. He is the future. He's another one. He has 8.5 sacks on the season, being thrust into a starting role, and he's only thrived. He's only gotten better. He's really good stopping the run, setting the edge, and pass rushing. That was the biggest thing. Who's going to step up for Hassan Reddick now that he's not in Philly anymore? It's Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith is a dog, dog, and he's slight, but he's not slight. He is not slight. He plays with strength, brute strength at the point of attack. He faced a defensive tackle that was a little bigger than him, and he techniqued the crap out of him. He leveraged him, and he put his shoulder right into his shoulder and hurt the lineman. So David, David knows who Goliath is. Let's say that. But another one of my guys. This is the most unheralded story you've ever heard of. A person that never played the sport thrives in another country, in Australia, in rugby. Enters the NFL Pathways, the international program that gives international players an opportunity to train and learn the game of football. Jordan Mailata is a special human being. They don't make him any more special than this young man. Like, this dude came from humble beginnings, has a loving family. Dude can sing like an angel in front of us. I'll never forget when I saw him on Masked Singer. I knew it was him. I knew it was Jordan. Jordan, I knew it was you, dog. I knew it was you in that Masked Singer mask. Yo, what a gem. What a gem. Do you know for 2024, he had the highest grade out of all offensive linemen, a 94.9% rate. The next closest person had 91%. But that's to to be a virtual unknown to now being one of the best, graded the best lineman in the NFL is truly remarkable. Truly remarkable. Um, he over 406 snaps, he's only given up 13 pressures and one sack. Lane Johnson deserves first team All Pro. Jordan Mailata deserves a first team All Pro. Cam Jurgens deserves a first team All Pro. Landon Dickerson deserves a first team All Pro. And Mekhi Becton deserves a first team All Pro. The whole line. They blocked for Saquon. They blocked for a 2,000-yard rusher. There's only 9 people in the history of the NFL that ran for 2,000 yards. Saquon's one of them. With the opportunity to surpass and take the record. That's crazy. In a league that's known for passing now, to do that in the modern day, when teams are throwing the ball around the yard 40, 50 times a game, that's truly remarkable. Truly something we've never seen. The Eagles are the first team since the 1949 Packers with 3,000 rushing yards and averaging a 4.9 average per carry. That's that's crazy. That's Madden. That's Madden numbers. That's Madden numbers. Honestly, if you think about it, 4.9 yards a carry. That's 5 yards a carry. The mean is like 4 yards a carry. Absurd work this line has done. Shout out to Coach Stout, Coach Stoutland, the best Stoutland University, the best offensive line coach in the world. Honestly, the work he's done with that line and those guys, each of those guys, each, because he not only works with the starters, he works with each offensive lineman, Hall of Famer to practice squad guy, and he finds their traits and he puts them through some stuff. He tests them. That's a testament to Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie for bringing Coach Stoutland here and keeping him here because he came in with Chip Kelly in 2012 to keep him here. He's still been here all this time. Man, gotta love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Huge shout out to Cam Jurgens, center. It's hard to fill the shoes of a Hall of Famer who leaves at the height of their career. You know what I mean? You like that height, new height. Shout out to Jason Kelsey, the GOAT. But we have another GOAT in the making. Cam Jurgens was that dude before. Cam Jurgens was a state a state medalist in the shot put, state record holder. Dude has his own beef jerky. What else can you say? The dude is a mauler, and he's fast. His snaps have been good. In his first full year starting, man, he looks like Kelsey 2.0. There's no drop off. None. There's no drop off with Cam Jurgens. And I love seeing that. Love seeing it. We have to give flowers to Howie Roseman and the job he's done of late. More more notably, the work he did in the 2024 NFL draft. It went swimmingly for Quinyon Mitchell to fall to 27 and the Eagles not had them trade up to get him is something that we're gonna look back on years to come. Like, how in the world did teams take XYZ over Quinyon Mitchell? Quinyon Mitchell was my highest graded player in the entire draft. Quinyon Mitchell was my highest graded player in the entire draft. You know who my third player was? Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean from Iowa. Those two guys. I knew I wanted one of them. I knew I wanted both of them. I thought it was uh just a dream to get one. Once we got Quinyon, I was like, okay, that alleviates a lot of our problems, but not fully. Because I don't know if I could fully trust Avonte Maddox in the slot. Howie Roseman thought the same thing. The round one came and went. Next day, Howie Roseman realized, yo, Cooper DeJean is still on the board. He's a top five talent. Is it because of the color of his skin he wasn't drafted? Is he a tweener? That's caca. Absolute caca. Cooper DeJean is a star. Quinyon Mitchell is a star. So the Eagles traded up the second pick in the second round, hoping that the Rams actually, there's a behind the scenes look where Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie were doubtful with the Rams on the clock that they would take Cooper DeJean. They thought Cooper DeJean was gone. When the Rams, it's kind of fitting, right? Took Braden Fisk out of Florida State, they jumped for joy. Got on the clock right there, put that pick right in. Cooper DeJean, corner, Iowa. They built that secondary for the future, and it's looking very bright. And I think when Darius Slay decides to hang him up, secondary, the future's bright. Future is bright. We just got to bring Isaiah Rodgers back, let Keely Ringo develop more. Keely Ringo was nominated for All-Pro as a special teamer. That was really cool to see. Shout out to him and all the work he's done. But Quinyon is Quinyanamo Bay. If you didn't know, the dude is a lockdown corner, and he shuts stuff down. Cooper DeJean, he's a hitter. He's gritty. He can cover. Man, we have some special gems here for the future. Can you believe that? It's awesome to say that. Say that like hoping and praying. Now we know. We know those kids are legit. They are legit. If anything to worry about for the future, just the missed tackles in the open field. Missed tackles in the open field. That's something we just had to clean up, and I think we'll be just fine. I want to give you a brief pregame heading into this divisional matchup with the Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, my boy Kyron Williams, my cousin Jonah Jackson. Shout out to him. Um, it's going to come down to the front again. Saquon had 255 yards rushing against the Rams and 3 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns and a touchdown catch, which was nasty. Saquon caught a touchdown on a nasty wheel route. That body control on that catch in the first matchup was unreal. You see, he converted his body and caught it like as he was trying to bend and like get himself down and not hurt himself. Man, it was picture perfect. But I expected the Rams defense to play much better. And actually after that game, they did. They've clamped down of late. They have Jared Verse, my boy from Florida State. They got Byron Young, that Kobe dude. Yo, they got a good defense. Cornell Lake's son at safety, who's a hard-hitting safety. My boy Akalu Witherspoon. from Colorado at corner. He's not a star, but he's solid. Sticky, long defender who could he's great at the point of attack and at the stem. Man, it's gonna be a good game in Philly. The keys to the game for the Eagles heading into this game, not get too cute. Not get too cute. They need more complementary routes for Jalen. As we saw last week, the majority of the passing routes that were given, the receivers were covered up. The receivers were running so deep, and Jalen had no outlet to even go to. So, Kellen, come on, we got to make the game plan a little easier on your quarterback, man. Get him some quick slants. No quick slants. No drag. Well, Devontae Smith over time got some nice deep overs, some drags. That's what we need. We need Smitty. We need AJ getting their bags. Jahan Dotson, that's my dog too. Happy for him, man. So happy. Dallas Goddard. Woo! Man, the stiff arm. He's punching him. Mm, mm. He stepped on my boy 3 times in the face, walking into the end zone. Love to see it. Love to see it. For any of my players watching this, that's why we do when we go indie period, that's why we do that drill, the stiff arm drill with the partners where the back. That's why. See Dallas Goddard? That's perfect example. You see how he mushed the dude? He mushed the dude on his way to the end zone. Ball security and protecting you guys. What's it about? But back to the Eagles. I see this being a much closer game. I think they're going to keep Saquon under 200 yards this week. Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. They're going to try to throw wrinkles, you know. They're going to try to blitz more. They're going to stack the box and make Jalen beat them, which he showed the first time. He threw from 300 yards and cooked them. I hope it's more the same. Come on, Jalen. We need it. Hopefully you're recovering well from your unfortunate concussion. It's gonna be a hard fought match. Hard fought match. I It's setting itself up to be okay though. Honestly, I would prefer the Rams over the Bucks because the Bucks had our number with their defense and just stymieing Jalen. They send exotic blitzes, not even showing blitz pre-snap. So that's what they would blitz from their depth and not even come up. That's what like the counter. Todd Bowles is very smart. Excuse me. Todd Bowles is very smart. People blitz the nickel from here instead of bringing them down to show blitz. You know what I mean? So as a quarterback, when you're setting your protection, you're communicating with your line. They count for the guys on the line, lined up on all the gaps. There's different codes, different wording that they use. So if the defense is under blitzer from depth, from further away than normal, like the reckless corner nickel spot, and they're blitzing full speed, it's hard when there's other blitzers coming, blowing up the A gap or coming wide. So if they're sending a blitzer here and you're like, oh, and this guy is blitzing from depth, you didn't account for that guy before the snap. You just saw him lined up on your receiver. It's a chess game, man. It really is. Football is chess, not checkers, as we all know. But as we get into the nitty gritty, I don't see anybody blocking Jalen Carter. If there was ever a feasting meter, it would be this. I think it's gonna come down to who takes the team with the less turnovers is going to win. Honestly, we have to be mistake free. We have to just take care of the ball, get up on them early, put them away early. I see the Eagles running through this team, and it's unfortunate because I like the Rams. I do. Puka Nakua is good. They have Tyler Higbee back, who was spitting blood up after last week's game, but Tyler Higbee didn't play when we faced the Rams in the first matchup. That is something that's going to be a focal point for them because you saw how the tight ends the Rams are a team that throws heavily out of 13 personnel. So the Rams will come out in two tight end or three tight end sets and throw the ball. Normally, if you're on defense, right, and the team has two or three tight ends, you primarily think they're running the ball. It's a run heavy formation. So if you see that, you're like, oh, they're running. But they pass out of it. They pass out of tight bunch and a lot of power pass. Oh man, a lot of good stuff. And that's how Sean McVay was able to get the Rams to glory when they didn't win that Super Bowl. So it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be harder than we think. I think it's gonna be I have the Eagles 26, Rams 17, and I think it's gonna come down to a Jake to make field goal to extend the lead, to give us a double-digit lead, slight double-digit lead. Otherwise, I see it going tit for tat. Um, I'm excited to see it. Excited to see it. But hey, first episode. Thank you for joining. Any comments? Anything? Appreciate the love. Appreciate you. God bless. And as always, go Birds.